Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21 Career Mode. This is episode 120. At least I believe it is. It's been a mess of a couple of days. If you did not see my post on the channel, uh, knew it was coming about a day beforehand, and we woke up to a surprise multiple inches of snow yesterday morning. Uh, Shortly thereafter, lost power shortly thereafter with drooping lines with snow piled on top of them. Our cable line was sagging deep into the road, and a semi truck avoiding the highway, maybe, coming down the road, wiped it out, and it snapped, slammed into the house, and left us, well, first off, without power for most of the day yesterday, which was very common across the city, as trees were already in bloom and had spring had sprung. So a lot of trees were so caught off guard by the very sudden change in weather, because it was 77 just a few days ago here. A lot of the trees just freaked out in the sense of they dropped limbs or they went down entirely, and so there was so many issues across town. Now, safety wise, we were totally fine. We were just without power for a good half the day yesterday, and then the cable just was restored mere minutes ago. And today, oddly, with snow still on the ground, and a thunderstorm due this afternoon and more snow due potentially overnight, today is the first day of track practice. Yes, spring has come, but spring has not come. Apparently, winter decided to re-up here for a little bit. Well, anyway, this is going to be a really short episode because, well, I've got to get to that track practice, and I have some other things, quite a few things to do, and we're days away from tax deadline, and I've been working a lot on that, and still a lot to do there. But 2 days totally shut down, nothing doing has come with some difficulties. Well, anyway, we're gonna get on with the program here and get what content I can get in. Probably one quick race here for this short episode. Also, my whatever else was supposed to release, I think Journeyman tomorrow, will not be coming. My episodes for today did not come. I do not work over the weekend, and this all happened Monday, so it's basically been 4 days since I've done work on the channel, or at least I do very little work over the weekend, and I actually did do some recording this weekend, trying to just get caught up. Anyway, okay, let's take a quick look. Last time, of course, was a fantastic, huge result for us, winning Milano Sanremo with Sakaguchi. So Japanese winner, Japanese sponsor, super excited. A lot of people pointing that out in the comments. But also there was questions in the comments on whether we had won the Milano Sanremo previously. And the answer is no. In all of the 5 monuments, prior to this race, we'd only ever had a single top 10. And that was in 8th place. And that was right here in 2025. So 2 seasons ago, we had an 8th, 9th with Martin Guerrero and Igashin. Igashin, the guy we should have been leading out, but he didn't have the race day condition. Martin Guerrero did, and but then he barely pulled past Igashin, as Igashin was just punchier than he was and actually kind of held on. But you can see we had that nice, good team effort where we were able to crack the top 10, and that felt good. But that was it. We've never cracked the top 10 in any of the monuments thus far. And in reality, remember, this is our first season at World Tour. Yes, we've been Continental Pro for 3 to 4 seasons prior, but in those 3 to 4 seasons, even though we were supposed to get lots of invites to World Tour races, the monuments was one place where we really were not getting them. We're not built for classics. We weren't that strong as punchers. I think that was some of the reason why we just weren't getting selected. But out of 5 monuments yearly, we were probably only getting invited to 1 or 2. And like in the case of Paris-Roubaix, we weren't even cracking the top 50 or top 40 in that one. And that was one of the more common ones that we were getting selected to. And that one is the weakest of the 5 for us. I want to say we did get an invite at one point to the Ronde, but I don't think we ever sniffed the top 25 in there. And a lot of the results we've had on the punchier ones have been Burlikov results, where Burlikov, as a good climber, held on but then finished last in a group. So there'd be a group of 14, 15 riders, and he'd finish 13th, 14th. I think he had a top 12 in one of the big races he participated in. But we have not had any big classics wins. That was our first. Okay, so we are at the E3 Saxo Bank Classic. This one is a proper classic, but not one of the hardest ones. For us, this has been hard in years past. There's 5 riders here with 80 plus cobble ratings. Our highest is a 78. We're not on the top 10 favorites list, but I do think we're going to be capable of getting a top 10 today. I don't think we're going to necessarily be capable of winning. My objective, just to get into the top 10. Now, let me get this one out of there as we go into the first few sections, and then we'll probably skip ahead a little bit. You're not hearing game audio. You're not crazy. It's not just you. I'm not hearing it either. In fact, I just took my brand new headphones off. My headphones, I don't believe, had anything to do with this. I think some of this had to do with the total reset with Steam, the lack of internet and how everything shut down the way it did. I need time to fix that. But as I was just telling you a couple minutes ago, time is not something I have right now. Time is very much not my friend at this moment. So we're going to have to get through this E3 Saxo Bank Classic without the game audio. I apologize for that. Hopefully you can bear with me for this episode. The game audio isn't necessarily great, but it's still something you're very much used to having there. I think they could use some work on it. They haven't seemed to have done any updates to the game audio in many years. Anyway, there's already some riders off the back. You can see our one guy who's looking to have a really bad day, Markovic, on a -3 race day condition. He's already feeling it through those first through sectors. He'll be around for a while. He'll recover. But once we get into the later stages where you have a lot of undulation and cobbled sectors, I have a feeling he'll fade fairly quickly. Killinch also on a -2 today. So he's not going to do terribly well. But they're here as domestiques anyway. So that part's okay. Galvez, nice +3 draw for him. He's looking pretty good with an 81 cobble rating today. And semi-capable as a sprinter, meaning I think he could not necessarily bring home the bacon, as the commentary loves to say in this game, but I think he could get that top 10. Likewise, Berggren looking pretty dang good today, 78 cobble rating, but he's more of a support rider in the first place, so he's not necessarily going to be great. But Hamadovic, 75 cobble rating, really good flat rating, so he could be a good lead out rider for Galvez. Wakira, a little bit faster and a fairly good cobble rating as well. The other sprint type guys, the Sekaguchis, you know what? I think I might switch this up here. I'm gonna switch this up. I want Wakira to support somebody, support Sekaguchi, and let's get off maybe Hamadovic. Let Hamadovic ride on his own. Support Galvez. We are going to switch this up because I think there is some potential at a race like this, if they can climb a little bit, that a sprinter like a Sekaguchi could be in for another strong day. I don't think he's going to win or anything today, but that 80 acceleration and that sprint rate, it's pretty good. Just 70 on the resistance, but that's tolerable. 72 on the cobbles, that's tolerable. 68 mountain, 70 hills today anyway. Like, you add that all up and kind of go, yeah, I could see us maybe doing something here on a day like this. Steep climb here. Actions getting ready to kick off. 106k to go. It's absolutely going to intensify a bit from here. Okay, Kreuzberg. Let's start upping the effort a little bit because we really don't have strong climbers or necessarily the best cobbled riders. So I have a feeling you could fall back really fast and see splits on a day like this. And you can see just how far Sakaguchi got back just like that. He is getting dropped at the moment. And this is what I was talking about. So we need to up his effort, get it back up into position. They'll regain contact. There's plenty of time. It's later on where we're going to have to watch out. But it's still that worrying sign that if you don't keep the effort high on a day like this, you're gone just like that. Okay, position. Not fixed, but it's improved. It is back together. 162, chasing 5. They still have a 3-minute gap, but they've been out front for a long time. It's a long stage here today. A long race, that is. 90K. They split off again. That's showing you the weakness in some of the riders. Sakaguchi really not improving position. I have a feeling he's was off the back long enough that they kind of reestablished his position being here. Now it's 66 in the peloton as we regain contact, and let's have him move forward. Not quite time to get water yet. 82K. We've got this next cobbled sector in between that one, and what's to come after that is when we will bother with that. But Sakaguchi has already wasted a little bit of energy just trying to get back up here. I'm going to keep this effort up as we go through a 3-star sector. In fact, I'm going to increase it a little bit more. It's short, but that really steep section right there can open up some pretty significant gaps. You can see as you come out of it, it does exactly that. Okay, hold this position. Berggren also falling back from that one. And it's back together. 62 riders. Forward. Forward. Ease off a little bit again, though. Find that position. Hold that position. And who's riding solo? It's Hamadovich. Is he the one I want to go have get water? Probably. The domestiques are pretty dang tired. And it's not that far back to these back guys now. So Hamadovich, yes, he's got to give up some ground, but not a lot, especially with a small peloton. At least at the moment, there you go. There's that hand raised before all those guys make contact just behind us. Not great timing on the hill there, right as he gets the water. 65K to go. Galvez, why are you struggling? That 77 hurting you? Not much of a climber. And start increasing his effort. Sorry. I'm doing the damage at the moment. Sakaguchi finally made it through. It's so easy to do that when you're multitasking, isn't it? But it actually did help keep a lot of the guys back. Okay, go ahead and sit up. Okay, there's Killinch. Sakaguchi's fine. Hamadovich is coming up with that water. Galvez. Come on. I upped you to an 81 and you show no sign of wanting to be in this race as we split off 17 riders behind. 31 chasing 33. Galvez as our leader. You want him up there, especially as he is semi-capable as a sprinter. So follow Markovic. Markovic, use up what you got left. Markovic pushing through as best he can through this. We're going to go right into the next sector in a moment. Markovic, for the moment, just leading Galvez out. And as he's got the space, might as well let him. Now we go solo. Down to 40. Markovic out the back. Galvez struggling to hang on to the back. He needs to up his effort for a moment as these guys drop a couple riders. And he needs to hang on. 40 left, chasing 5, under a minute. Galvez still not back into position, but he's finally back into the group at least. And we will reset. Hamadovic will be protecting Galvez here shortly. The water's done for the day, and we're down just one rider with less than 50k at a group of just 40. The 5 at the front, you figure with less than a minute, they're not going to contend. So we're down to 40 contenders, and I have 6 riders here. All right, looking good on that front. Let's keep an eye out on Markovic in this chase group. Make sure they're not about to bridge the gap. If they are, the real action's coming in these next couple of sectors. We could eliminate the whole back end of the field if we are aggressive, and these guys are getting awfully close. But 45k is a long time. Let's get Kellench. Go to the front. Help dictate tempo, please. Keep that chase group from catching us. Kira, go ahead and gel up as well. 38 chasing 5. We're dropping riders instead of the other way around, but they are trying to bridge that gap right now as we head into the next sector. Okay, serious time right here. Steep, it's the Paterberg. Go up effort, up effort, up effort. Push forward. Ooh, that's where we need to go. Galvez is struggling here. Galvez needs to push even harder. Look at these guys standing still. Okay, Peloton is going to shatter here in just a second. Well, hello, Akira. Akira has bridged the gap to the front 5. Neuenhaus. Okay, now it's 16. And we have 3 of them. And we got 2 guys up into this. Killinch is done. He can set up. Hamadovic, Galvez. At least bridge the gap to this group. Okay, and here's how we want to do this one. Follow the leader. Try to make up some ground. Meanwhile, 15. Get in line. Sakaguchi. No. You follow. You're the sprinter. You're the sprinter. There's only 2 cobbled sectors left. $15. Chasing 1 now. Leroy has gone clear. Wakira, push. Do not get us dropped here. There you go. Berggren. Lead out Sakaguchi. And you might be going solo with this one. I really... If there's 5 riders going clear, we still have a chance at a top 10. But I don't think Sakaguchi's going to keep up with this. We're going to have 6 chasers chasing the front 4 riders. Now it's 5 chasers. Berggren has made it in the 5 chasers, so that means he is top 10 at the moment. Sakaguchi is going to hang on for dear life. He does not have much left in the tank. There's Akira and Galvez following Hamadovic, getting left behind. As you see a rider there having his own issues. Galvez making up some good ground at the moment, trying to bridge this gap here to these guys. I want to push to this group just ahead and get there with them. There's Sakaguchi, not that far away. Okay, he's bridged that gap. Now let's set you to auto. Get you out of here. Get a look at some of the riders that are here. Turgis, Fliegen, Vermeersch. I want Wakira to wait for Galvez as he's out of this race anyway, and I want him to give a little support. Okay, protect. That next cobbled sector, we're going to push with Galvez and try to make up some grounds. Sakaguchi is here with Acre. There's Asgreen, Lampart, some really strong riders there. Schelling, Marco in the gap, Tischbenu, Van Aert, Nieuwenhuis. There's your top three. The fourth man is breaking off a little bit, and Berggren is in the chase now for a top 5 position. It's coming back together a little bit. Now it's a front group of 9 chasing 3. And they are pushing on this climb. So Berggren, I need you to push a little harder because you are not much of a climber. Okay, now you can push a little less. Just do not get dropped on this thing. There you go. Okay, and meanwhile, there's about 10 riders in between. And Galvez is here. And he's still looking strong. In fact, he's looking the strongest. He just really poor climbing. Slipped back at a bad time. Front group getting a little disorganized. Our group, some attacks. Come on. Come on, Berggren. Ride harder. Ride harder. Do not let those guys get away like that. Now you're doing a casual chase all alone. By the time he gets to the front, he'll be through that. And are we able to bridge this gap? I don't know. I dropped somebody and we are catching this. I hate that I'm the only one doing the work, but you know, at least we're back in it. 13 chasing 3. And they attack again. I cannot chase that down. There's the move I need to follow as we split off a couple more riders. And Berggren is not chasing properly. Now it's a group of 2 chasing the front 10. Of course, this is now for 11th. Berggren has fallen backwards. Galvez, okay, leads the way in this chase of now just 6. Boykins, Venturini, Sakaguchi is here, but he's falling off. Akira left behind. We left all these guys behind. It's a lot of riders we left behind through that. Bloom Levy getting dropped. Sakaguchi. And they've left those 3 guys behind now. So Galvez, 19K to go. Too many guys in between though. And Berggren is now solo and out of energy. Galvez, what can we do? Let's contribute. Sakaguchi is here, but Sakaguchi's got nothing. And I really don't want to just be pulling these guys along. Galvez, just go off and do your thing. It's the only way we're going to do anything is on the flat. Leave some guys behind. Get a little group, let them take over, and then sit on. I mean, you can see how he's catching Berggren now. Berggren's fighting for 11th and 12th. Okay, sit up, sit up. We've almost bridged that gap, but we're now out of energy as well. These guys all still have their gels. Let's go ahead and use them now. Not that it's going to make much of a difference at this point. Sit on. Can you recover? No. Okay, just keep riding with him. There you go. How many are ahead of us? That's 9 up the road, 10 up the road. It is. He's battling for 11th and 12th. And then that's through 15th. So we have Sakaguchi and Galvez battling up to 16th. I mean, we're so freaking close. I'd like to get Sakaguchi to give a little lead out for Galvez so Galvez can try to bridge that gap to those guys ahead of him, because they've now caught Berggren, who needs to just sit on. That's still only for 11th, though. one rider clear, but is that, I think that's somebody who was dropped. Hey, Sakaguchi, give me a little lead out for Galvez. There you go. Bring him forward, bring him forward. Good. Now Galvez. Van Aert, Benoot have taken the win. Berggren, 1.9K. Can't sprint now. Can't sprint now. Can't sprint now. Can't sprint now. Okay, now you can sprint. Galvez split the group up, but well, not really. Berggren. So close. So close to that top 10. I was really hoping that we were in shape for it. If Galvez could have climbed while being in that cobbled situation better, we would have had that top 10 today, because Berggren was just a hair too weak for it. Berggren's not the right guy. Sakaguchi's the right guy to sprint, but you can see he didn't have enough of a cobble rating. We just couldn't quite find that combination, right? Berggren had the little bit better climbing. Galvez had the little bit better cobbles. Sakaguchi had the little bit better sprint. Combine those three, and probably not keeping up with the top 4 guys, but we probably are inside that top 10. So close. Not close enough. All right, folks, I know short episode, sorry, and sorry about the audio too. I've got some things to sort out and hopefully get back into a full recording schedule tomorrow to get things going, but I've got those things to fix. And I'm looking at the skies getting really black here, and I gotta leave for practice soon. Yeah, good luck with its first practice of the year. Anyway, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.